What did I just watch? Let's talk Halloween Ends. What's up, everybody? Garrett back here, and I just got out of seeing Halloween Ends, and I'm still trying to process exactly what I just saw. I still feel like there's questions that I want answered, and I'm trying to digest this thing, but I figure now is the time to talk about it while it's fresh in my head. So when it comes to this new trilogy, this new timeline that we got in 2018, I was a big fan of it. I think the only problem I've had so far with this franchise is that they tried to neglect Halloween 2. I still think it was unnecessary to neglect Halloween 2. I think it's a perfect sequel. And that's the one thing that's always bothered me about this new trilogy. It was just unnecessary, in my opinion, to pretend that movie didn't happen. And based on the logic that they gave, just doesn't justify to just neglect that movie altogether. Now, really quick before I get into Halloween Ends, I just want to talk about this trilogy as a whole. When I first saw 2018, I really liked it a lot. When I saw Halloween Kills, I actually enjoyed it too. If you go back and watch my review on Halloween Kills, I actually talked kind of highly of it, but that movie seems to have divided a lot of Halloween fans, and it seems like I'm kind of in the minority of enjoying Halloween Kills. It seems to have divided a lot of Halloween fans. A lot of people do not like that sequel, and I think it's a fine movie. There's a lot going on. It's action-packed. Guys, we're talking about a middle of a trilogy. I wasn't expecting a great movie here, but I will go back and tell you that, in my opinion, I find now 2018 to me, even though I think it's a better told story, I enjoy Kills a lot better. I actually find myself pretty bored with a lot of 2018 and not when it comes to Halloween Kills. So besides the first trailer of Halloween Ends, I have stayed clear from any more trailers, any spoilers, people saying, I know what's going to happen. I didn't look at anything besides that first trailer, so I was going into this pretty blind. The only thing that I did hear is that there was going to be a new character introduced named Corey who was going to have a big part in this new film. So man, I've been excited about this movie. I've been very intrigued because it kept coming out saying that people were going to hate this movie. It was taking crazy directions. The fans were going to be pissed. So that actually had me really intrigued to check this out. It was probably my most anticipated movie of the year because of all this controversy that was coming out. Now, this was even being talked about by the directors and the actors in the film that the fans are going to be pissed. Ask me why they make a movie where they already are going to tell you that everybody's going to be pissed off. I don't know why they made that decision. But I do know that this movie is very different than any Halloween movie that we've seen thus far. Now, when I say different, do I say good? Do I say bad? I'm not sure what to say exactly. I will say this. I enjoyed it. It was very different. It didn't even feel like I was watching a Halloween movie half the time when it came to things like the music and the scenes and the lighting and the way it was shot. It didn't feel like a Halloween movie at all, in my opinion. This seems very removed from Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. Like, those two kind of go back to back. This one kind of stands off on its own, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing considered it's part of this trilogy. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are not going to like the direction they took here. I thought it was very bold. I thought it was pretty wild. Like I said, it felt very different than anything I've seen before in this franchise. But at the same time, I appreciate taking it to a different place. Halloween, to me, it's not my favorite franchise. I like a lot of the movies in there, but it was very cut and dry of what a slasher movie is. This took a different direction, and I appreciate that quite a bit. And this movie kind of sits on an island all by itself. I'm not sure why they took these directions, why they didn't just connect the three together like they kind of said at the beginning. I think during COVID, they said they wanted to do something very different, and that's why I think that they jumped 4 years between Kills and now. Now, a part of me feels like I don't know if I would have did that 4-year jump, because I think there's a lot of story that we're missing here on, why things are the way they are, what happened in these 4 years, in my opinion. But I really do like the way it was shot. I really do like the way it was played out. I like a lot of the characters in this movie that maybe I didn't care for before. I think Laurie Strode was better in this one than she was in Kills. Man, her granddaughter Allison did awesome in this movie. For a character I kind of didn't care about before, I liked her a lot in this one. And again, I think the new character Corey, who is a real big character in this, I liked him a lot. I think that this was a real cool character. There was some decisions that were made that I am not a fan of with this character. But overall, I think for someone who was kind of shoehorned into the mix here, I think that they did it really well. But again, it's very hard to describe this movie without spoilers because it still gives me a lot of questions to be answered. There was something about the dialogue that was very different, and it didn't even feel like a movie to me. I don't want to get into my thoughts on why I think this was going on this way. Is there an underlying reason why the dialogue was the way it was? I think so, but that'll be something into a spoiler review that I'm going to do. The dialogue was very weird to me in this. The timeline they were taking to tell this story was very weird to me. I can see a lot of people being like, what the heck is going on here? Because I had those moments too. I was like, what's happening here? And I'm starting to unravel what I think is going on and why things are done a certain way. And to me, it almost became more intriguing because it was just so odd. And to have a movie like Halloween take these kind of chances, I feel like was very, very ballsy. And I have to appreciate it, like I said. So again, I don't want to get further into it. All I can say is this thing is wild. It's not like anything I've ever seen before, especially something that's the bookend of a franchise that has such a large fan base. I could see them doing this with a movie that was kind of its own thing, like a new movie coming out. Hey, we're going to change it up. We're going to do something different here. But to do it to Halloween and it being the end of the franchise, do I think it was a good end to this franchise? I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if I think this was a good ending to this whole franchise, this whole Laurie Strode, Michael Myers story. I'm not sure if I think the way it was done was a good ending. Maybe it was a pretty clever ending. I could look at it from one direction, like I said, based on why I think things were done the way that they were and say, oh, that was a cool, unique way. I can understand how people would be pissed about it, whatever. But again, I'm not sure why this direction was made. But all in all, I can say I enjoyed this movie. There was never a point in time I was bored with this. I actually found myself very intrigued and entertained throughout the movie, trying to figure things out, enjoying some of the directions they were taking, enjoying some of the new characters. But man, this is going to split this fan base down the middle. Like it wasn't already split enough. Again, do I look at these three and what do I think? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know where I would put this one as far as kills. I think at this point, I like them both better than 2018, in my opinion. But all I can say is I thought it was pretty slick, and the moves that they made here. So I would definitely recommend checking this thing out. I'm sure your feed is going to be flooded with reviews, positive, negative, but that's my quick spoiler-free review is check this thing out. Make your own opinion on it. Don't go by what I said. I thought it was bold. I thought it was wild, and I appreciated that a lot. And like I said, did I like it? Yeah, I think I did. Do I think it's a great ending to this franchise? I'm not sure exactly yet. Maybe there's more to uncover here with another rewatch or something like that. I'm curious what other people's theories are when it comes to this movie itself. So I'm really looking forward to checking other people's stuff out. Like I said, it's late right now. It's Thursday night. I wasn't planning on seeing this till tomorrow morning at home on Peacock, but I was able to kind of get out of work early, catch a late showing of this at the theater, and I'm glad I did because, man, this is going to be a movie people are going to talk about for a while. Now, do I agree with everything they did? No. But again, I was entertained with it, and I want you to let me know down below, have you seen this movie? Have you heard what's going on in this movie? Do you have theories about this movie and why things were chosen the way that they were? I want to hear more here. I'm still digesting this. I'll have more to say on a spoiler review. I might do a spoiler review with Dead Pit. So I'm going to go try to digest this again and figure out what exactly I just watched. But I wanted to give this to you guys quick just to give you my thoughts on Halloween Ends. Now, this is Garrett at Born2beRad, and like always, stay